actually do a good Donald Duck impression.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Generation Esports Report. I'm Coach Olney.
And I'm Gracie Starr.
And we have a really exciting episode planned for you today.
Here's a quick rundown of segments in today's show. But as always, we'd like to start with some news from the office.
We're in the middle of the registration period for the High School Esports League and the Middle School Esports League. But we realized a lot of you either just started school or haven't even started yet. So we decided it only made sense to leave registration open for a little bit longer.
Instead, we will now run a preseason throughout October 11th, which means teams that have already registered will have a couple extra weeks of practice while the rest of the schools trickle in.
We're also gearing up here at the office with prizing and freebies for everyone registered this fall. How much stuff are we talking about? We'll take a look. Look at Bo down there. Me and Bo. Apparently we're getting like a couple crates from some of our sponsors on stuff that's gonna be given away to schools that register with us, I think. I don't know what I'm all allowed to say, but as cameraman, as producer here, I think it's my job, my duty to film what's going on, and a side effect of that is I guess I can't help carry the stuff up. I don't know. It's the next day. I think we got all the boxes. Take a look.
So make sure to get your teams registered so you don't miss out on anything. And you're also going to want to make sure to hang out in our Discord where you can submit your clips and be featured in the show.
This week, we added an entertainment section to our Discord and started playing some Among Us with the community, so it was only fitting for Among Us to make its debut in this week's F's in the Chat. Coming in at number 5 this week, we've got a greedy imposter who just made a mistake.
Where you going, Squirrel? Run!
Coming in at number 4, we've got what happens when you're overconfident but under-execute. Take a look.
I'm Jason Bourning straight into the...
Yeah, this guy's dead up here. He has my loadout.
I'm Jason Bourning straight into the window. We're going up.
Okay.
See you in a jiffy.
At number 3, we have what has to be a first-time venter making the most common mistake in Among Us.
Damn. Scram.
At number 2, we've got a man who's probably never going to be allowed to drive the squad ever again. And coming in at number 1 this week, we've got what has to be the most honest Among Us player out there. Take a look. What do you have an explanation for that?
Gonna be honest, brother? No, not really.
Thanks to everyone that submitted and made the cut this week. On a more serious note, we want to give you a little sneak peek into a new show we are going to be putting on called Generation Next.
This show features amazing individuals from all different backgrounds who have made a name for themselves in the gaming community. This week, we sat down with Summer to discuss women in gaming and how she got her start. Take a look.
Hey everybody, my name is Akinola Verissimo, and I'm your host of this segment, Generation Next, which is going to take a look at people in the gaming space to try and see more about how they came to get to where they are and how they're pushing the industry forward. And for our first episode, I am honored to sit with Summer. I have a question about diversity and inclusion. What does an ideal picture of diversity and inclusion look to you in the world of gaming and esports?
In the world of gaming and esports, diversity and inclusion doesn't have any boundaries for really people that they should exclude, except for like bad people, obviously.
Mhm.
But for people that are just minding their own business and going about things being themselves, no one should be attacked for that.
I love that clip, and I can't wait to see the full interview this Wednesday.
Speaking of wins, we got a lot of them submitted this week, which made it tough to pick out just 5. So I think we're going to start posting honorable mentions on the HSCL Twitter and Instagram. But for now, here are the top 5 plays of the week. So number 5 this week, we're showing the Siege community a little love. Unfortunately, the audio got cut from this one, but apparently the backstory is this guy kept spawn peeking and just trying to harass, and this is what happens. Coming in at number 4, we've got a classic Warzone showdown truck chasing 4-wheeler. However, this time around, the 4-wheeler had the higher IQ. Coming in at number 3, we've got an Among Us clip here, and it has to be the cleanest kill I've ever seen. Coming in at number 2, we have the perfect way to finish off a rooftop sniper who's just trying to harass.
Down that guy.
Yep. Throw a random knife and see if I hit him.
They're dead.
And at number 1 this week, of course, we had to throw in this Valorant ace from Carbon. Take a look.
Left.
Can we come just double peek it? Or can you
They're coming out A, they're coming out A.
Left, ready? Flashing?
Yeah, go. They're up A short. I'm blind.
Rotating.
Stay alive, you guys.
I'm dead. Two dead.
Nice, stay alive.
Two dead.
Live.
Out of 5.
Up,
Help him, Shifty.
Flashing.
Dead.
Nice, Carbon!
Shower's up A.
Let's go!
I honestly can't wait for the season to kick off this year so we can start posting clips that you all hit during our fall major. Until then, though, I'm sure you're looking for new content creators to watch.
This week's Content Creator Spotlight features Minecraft streamer HBomb94. While I don't exactly play Minecraft anymore, I still appreciate his creativity and sense of humor during the streams. Check it out. While some of us may wake up to start our day by turning on some of our favorite console games, others might be starting up that sweet PC setup that have taken months to complete. Regardless of the game that ends up being played, one thing most of us can agree on is that Minecraft is one of the top fun-to-play multi-platform games that can be enjoyed in virtually any gaming household. Which leads us into this week's Content Creator Spotlight, HBomb94, or H. He is a well-known Minecraft Twitch streamer.
Are you gonna kick all the booty?
He posts content about 3 to 7 times a week, mostly full of speedruns or parkour attempts.
Clean chat. That was really good. That was really good. I didn't see that there was an iron trap door there before I did the jump.
HBomb is an incredibly active streamer who's amassed over 2.5 thousand videos on Twitch and currently has over 100,000 followers on the platform. But if Twitch content still isn't enough for you all, I decided to do some more research to find out what other platforms he's on. And sure enough, he has just as large a following on YouTube. At over 200,000 followers, he's got plenty more for his viewers to watch. Since 2011, HBomb's been streaming, so there shouldn't ever be a dull moment when trying to find something interesting on his channel. But HBomb's more than just a Minecraft gamer. He's also quite the animal person. Link appears to be the most recent addition to his animal family. He loves his dogs and even managed to get them all to get along with. If you're interested in getting to know more about HBomb, definitely swing by his stream. I hope you all enjoyed that clip and maybe picked up some inspiration from him.
And before we let you go, you know we always have to make sure you guys are up to date on all the news going on in the esports world. Time for some news. For our first story today, we're going to talk about collegiate esports. It started making a lot of headlines this week because it's one of the few sports that continues on at the college level. We've seen a lot of sports try to carry on. Football is a big one. Basketball should be starting up pretty soon. But what we've already seen is a lot of schools are quarantining their teams. They've had outbreaks. And it's not looking good for a lot of traditional sports. However, collegiate esports has kicked off at pretty much every school that has a college esports program. We've seen new tournaments pop up, spin-off tournaments, and ultimately everyone's preparing for the spring, which is always the big championships at the college esports level. But it's just really cool to see people taking notice of college esports and showing that esports is a good thing to have at your school. It's consistent, it can be played online, and it still engages the students, which is what schools care about. Our next big story relates to China. So obviously there's a lot of heat right now with China, WeChat, TikTok in America, and we're starting to set some new precedents. You know what I'm saying. We're starting to establish some new rules around how we interact with Chinese companies. Now, why that relates to video games is a lot of the major publishers are owned by Tencent, and Tencent is a Chinese company. And that impacts major esports titles like League of Legends, Valorant, Fortnite, and Rocket League. So depending on how the next few months go, we might see some new regulations coming in and some changes being made to how video game publishers interact here in America. And honestly, I don't know what to expect. I just wanted to make you aware of it. The final big story that I saw this week was about harassment amongst video games, and toxicity is going to always be a big thing that's talked about, especially as we normalize esports into the world, into schools, and the schooling system. Toxicity is a huge issue. To a certain degree, a video game publisher can only do so much for their game and obviously monitor their reports and things, but at the end of the day, if we want change, it comes down to you. Comes down to me. We need to treat each other better. We need to understand that when we're talking through a mic, we're talking to real people all across the country, all across the world. In general, we just need to treat it like we're talking to them in person. Would you say some of the stuff you do online to that person if they were standing right in front of you? Probably not. Publishers by themselves can't solve a culture issue. It's not going to happen. If you're looking forward to the League of Legends World Championship, play-ins start this week, so be excited. And with that, that's going to be the news.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Generation Esports Report.
If you enjoyed the show, please let us know on Twitter or Instagram, and you can tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for a new episode. But for now, we'll let you get back to the grind.